नमस्कार दोस्तों, मेरा नाम अनिल श्रीवत्सा है और यह है गोला एडवेंचर्स के वीडियोस। आप हमारे चैनल में आकर जुड़े हैं, इसलिए आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। बहुत लोगों का कहना था कि अनिल आप हिंदी में वीडियोस करें और आप ऐसे भी चीज़ें बताएं जहां हमें इसका तजुर्बा ना हो पर आपका सुनना चाहते हैं। तो काफ़ी चीज़ें हैं तजुर्बे को लेकर। मैं इस वीडियो में ये लेना चाह रहा हूँ कि मेरा ये जो आगे का वीडियो है वो भले ही इंग्लिश में हो पर इंट्रोडक्शन मैं हिंदी में देना चाह रहा हूँ, ताकि आप लोग आगे आने वाले वीडियो या व्लॉग या डॉक्यूमेंट्री जो भी बुलाएं आपको, वो आप समझ पाएँ। उसमें ज़्यादा बातचीत तो नहीं है पर नज़ारे ज़्यादा हैं। तो ये डॉक्यूमेंट्री में एक बड़ा सा एडवेंचर गल्फ़ी ने किया। ये गल्फ़ी नहीं है, इस गाड़ी का नाम है ग्लोबलैंडर। मैं अभी फ़िलहाल अमेरिका में हूँ और इस गाड़ी में जुलाई से लेकर अगस्त तक मैं अमेरिका का भ्रमण करूँगा। उस दौरान आपके पास मैं बहुत सारे वीडियोस लाऊंगा, तो आप ज़रूर हमारे साथ जुड़ कर रहिए। सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, अपने दोस्तों के साथ शेयर कीजिए और हमारा हौसला बढ़ाइए और हमें सपोर्ट कीजिए। तो चलिए इस आगे वाले वीडियो का हम बात करते हैं। जब 2018 में मैंने बेंगलोर टू इंग्लैंड का ड्राइव ख़त्म किया तो मैंने सोचा कि कारने एक्सपायर होने से पहले मैं उस कारने का फिर से यूज़ कर लूँ। कारने क्या होता है? एक गाड़ी का पासपोर्ट का नाम है वो। अगर कारने नहीं होता है तो गाड़ी देश के बाहर नहीं ले जा सकते हैं। माफ़ कीजिएगा, ऊपर एक प्लेन हवाई जहाज़ उड़ रही है, पर उस हवाई जहाज़ में मैं कम घूमता हूँ आजकल, इस जहाज़ में ज़्यादा। हाँ, तो जब कारने एक्सपायर हो जाता है, वो 1 साल लगता है, तो 1 साल के अंदर अंदर मैंने सोचा कि एक और एडवेंचर और हमारी जो मुहिम है, वो जो ऑर्गन डोनेशन अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम का, मैं वो एक और बार कंप्लीट कर लूँ। तो गल्फ़ी को हम मुंबई से कटानिया इटली में हम उसे शिप किए और इटली से हम गाड़ी चलाने लगे सीधा दुबई तक। इस बात को करीब 2.5-3 महीने लग गए और दुबई में जब हम पहुँचे, वहाँ से एक एडवेंचर करना था, गिफ्ट ऑफ लाइफ एडवेंचर। एडवेंचर इसलिए कि मैं दिखाना चाहता हूँ दुनिया को कि एक किडनी के साथ आदमी जितना एडवेंचरस होना चाहता है वो हो सकता है। मेरी एडवेंचर गाड़ियों में ही सीमित है। चाहता तो मैं ट्रैकिंग भी कर सकता हूँ या एवरेस्ट क्लाइंब कर सकता हूँ, चाहता हूँ तो। मेरी एक किडनी की वजह से ये मुझे रोकेगी नहीं, ये मेरा शौक पे डिपेंड होता है। तो ओमान में बहुत बड़ा रेगिस्तान है और उस रेगिस्तान को ओमानी एम्प्टी क्वार्टर कहते हैं। और इस ओमानी एम्प्टी क्वार्टर में दुनिया का सबसे ऊंचा सैंड ड्यून था, रमलत जडीला नाम से, और वो यमन, ओमान और सऊदी अरेबिया के जो त्रिकोण बॉर्डर हैं वहाँ मौजूद था। और जब हम वहाँ जाने की प्रयास कर रहे थे, उससे 2 हफ्ते पहले ही इसकी जानकारी मिली, इसकी डिस्कवरी हुई। क्योंकि रेत का जो पहाड़ है ना, वो हवा के रुख से बदलता है और ये परमानेंट नहीं रहता है। तो उस समय का सबसे ऊंचा सैंड ड्यून, जो रेत का जो पहाड़ बनता है, वो उस इलाके में थी। और हम यानी कि गिफ्ट ऑफ लाइफ एडवेंचर का मैं अनिल और मैं एक ग्रुप के साथ मिलकर, जो दुबई ऑफरोडर्स के नाम से जाने जाते हैं, उन्हें मैं वहीं दुबई में मिला जहां पर एक ऐप होता है। उस ऐप में मैंने देखा कि वो लोग जा रहे, तो मैंने पूछ लिया कि क्या मैं आपके साथ आ सकता हूं। उन्होंने बड़ी विनम्रता से कहा कि आइए, हमारे साथ आइए, क्योंकि आपका जो मुकाम है वो काफ़ी स्पेशल है और अगर हम मदद कर पाएंगे तो ज़रूर करेंगे। तो उनके साथ हम गए थे। तो आगे का जो वीडियो आपको दिखेगा वो इस एडवेंचर का है, इस ऊंचे रेत का पहाड़ के खोज में। और हमारा मकसद था कि उस रेत के पहाड़ को हम चढ़कर उसकी ऊंचाई तक पहुँचे। अब रेत के पहाड़ को पार करना काफ़ी मुश्किलदायक चीज़ है, क्योंकि जब रेत इतना फिसलता है, एक कदम ऊपर रखते हैं तो आप 2 कदम पीछे आओगे, तो मेहनत दुगना 3 गुना हो जाता है एक साधारण सा पहाड़ चढ़ने में। और इस डॉक्यूमेंट्री में आप देखेंगे मैं हाँफता मैं ऊपर तो पहुंच गया, और वहाँ से क्या नज़ारे हैं, वहाँ तक पहुँचने का क्या नज़ारे थे, मैं आपके साथ शेयर करना चाहता हूँ। और इस वीडियो को हम पहली बार दुनिया को दिखा रहे हैं। आज तक ये मेरे फ़ोन में ही मौजूद था, तो जल्दी से मैंने इसको एक आधे घंटे का डॉक्यूमेंट्री बनाकर आप तक पेश कर रहा हूँ। जाहिर है कि आपको पसंद आए, तो अगर आए तो प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, शेयर भी कीजिए अपने दोस्तों के साथ, ताकि वो भी हमारे साथ जुड़ सकें। तो चलिए देखते हैं रमला जडीला तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें कितनी मेहनत करनी पड़ी और रास्ते में क्या क्या देखने को मिला, और हम 7 लोग 8 लोग कैसे एक दूसरे से मिलजुल गए हैं। सब्सक्राइब करें और चलिए देखते हैं इस वीडियो को। So we're reaching a point where we're going to deflate our tires to get a more comfortable ride. Now we're off-grid in the desert. This is where we're deflating our tires to about 20 psi. Now everyone's got their tires deflated and are ready to hit the sand, as they say. No roads here now for the next 600 kilometers at least.
We've had an addition to our convoy. Car 6 is now camel. Okay, he's out of the way.
We've got to what we call an oasis in the desert. It's the first one I've ever seen, so this looks really nice. We're coming up on sand dunes. For me, my first. I don't know how I'm going to do on it. There is a skill required, and it's a skill that you cannot learn but just keep doing it, and it's practice. I hope to just see the guys up front, watch what they do, and see if I can do the best I can with this. So till now it was just hard top, just hard mud. We could catch some speed. Now we're getting, if you see in the horizon where the cars are now, the beginning of the sand dune section where it's going to be pretty deep. And well, let's hope Gulfy has what it takes to get me through here. Matt, the team leader, just radioed in saying that we probably have to stop, and this may not be a very safe sand dune to go through, apparently. So since Shamo and I are the last two cars, so we got the message on time, so we haven't entered. Everybody else has gone through, so we're waiting for instructions. So we're gonna go around these dunes and see if it's any better. These cars went in and came back. Yes, they found that it wasn't going to be easy. So here we are, waiting for the rest of them to just come in and take their place in the convoy.
There's a few rocks here, so just rocks.
Okay, do you see this? It's pretty much going down a mountain. See that there? Alright, here we go. Jai Bajrangbali ki Jai. And we're down. We did this on a four-wheel low and let the body weight of the body of the car just bring it down without having to touch the accelerator. And just getting a glimpse of that beautiful sunset as I make this turn now. There you go. This is what we call driving into the sunset.
So, can you guys hear me? Yeah. Okay, we have two options, guys. We can either A, we've got about 29 more kilometers to go to get to the planned campsite. Obviously that little stint up there put us behind time a bit. We can either race on and get there and probably get there after dark at some point, or we can just find a camp spot here and set up camp while it's light and then just... Guys, maintain good distance between each other. This is kind of a little bit of soft suck kind of scene, so if one of us gets stuck, we don't want to all get stuck.
But if you can see far back there, the fire in this oil field is starting to get angrier and angrier, and everyone's evacuating from here, and we were found by the officials and are being escorted out now before we become the barbecue. day 2 of camp right here at the beach. This is our first beach camping. We're about 450 kilometers short of Salalah, which is where we're heading today. Mostly on tarmac, but this is what we woke up to in the morning.
Have your documents ready. Most likely your driver's license, your multi for your car, your passport perhaps, things like that.
As we're driving up to Salalah, we noticed this oasis. Sometimes apparently there is no water, but looking at the lush green that there is, we suspect there is water. So we're driving to it. As you can see, getting there is not run of the middle. We are going off-road now. Read about oasis and things like that in fairy tales, storybooks, movies perhaps. Well, they're real. Very real. All I'm gonna now look for are some dates on these date palm trees. Sweeter ones. So we're heading to those green parts of the oasis, and that's where the water is, just down there where you see the other cars parked.
So if I
I just yell like code blue on the radio. Blue. Shut off radios in case they have listening devices, and then put them on a site and have your travel documents ready. Usually they just ask for.
So this road is apparently just 4 years old. Not many people use it, as you can see. It's just the Dubai Off-Roaders Convoy and Gulfie here with the Gift of Life Adventure. I guess once this road has been discovered and Oman Tourism does a good job of promoting it, this is like Pacific Highway 1, which goes along their coast. It is gorgeous, just simply gorgeous.
The police are going to be around this corner, so let's hide our radios and everything.
The best way I could describe it is Ladakh with an ocean next to it. Ladakh is as stark, and if you haven't been to Ladakh, well, there's no other way I can describe it. So either you come here or go to Ladakh and just come here. And I mean the drive up to Ladakh. The water accumulating from that waterfall that's coming from all the way up there. It's a spring that's coming from really far away and falling down here, so they found a nice way to harness all the water and store it. Hello. Hello. Doesn't look like it's a 4 low. Maybe it is. So we've been through some really roller coaster type hills, and just so we can end up here, as they say, welcome to paradise. This is camp type. So we came from those mountains and into this little private beach. Nobody comes here. Unless you have a car that can do this, nobody ever comes here, except the fishermen who live around.
You know.
concentrating on making sure that everyone gets across. Right, we're all moving. I don't see many cows out in the wild in the Middle East. Especially not dairy cows.
White sandy beaches. We've had to deflate our tires to about 14 psi and still hope not to be stuck in that sand. So let's watch, see Gulfy what he does or she does. Here's a beach that doesn't quite have an entrance, so obviously other than fishermen there is nobody else that comes here other than at this point Dubai off-roaders and Gulfy with a gift of life adventure.
Race suit waterfalls with no water in it, obviously, but during monsoon season it fills up quite dramatically. Where we just entered the wadi about 2 kilometers back where we drove down into, we came last year and the police wouldn't let anyone down there, and the water was flowing out quite strong at that point back there 2 kilometers away. So you can imagine what the water is doing in here, and it just funnels down from these valleys way up above in the mountains and creates quite a magnificent waterfall. You can YouTube it, so next time you get on YouTube, YouTube race suit waterfall, and you'll see some videos of it.
but that doesn't look high enough to sink.
Well, Gulfie goes down in history. He's been the first car, I'd say the first car that's gone to the Everest Base Camp and now to the world's tallest mound of sand, the sand dune, right here in Oman. It doesn't look very imposing, but since we're already at a height above sea level, this vertical cliff pretty much sums it up. All you see is sand. This is one large mound of mud. The mountains are put together with rock over rock, and this has no rock. It's just the wind over time has piled up this sand. Of course, the contours of every sand dune changes as the wind changes, but by and large, this is supposedly the tallest sand dune recorded in the history of the world. It was recently announced a couple of weeks ago only that the discovery was made. So, a gift of life adventure with Gulfie, along with the Dubai off-roaders, have made it here. This is not the peak yet. The peak is there. I'll show that to you. The peak is where Matt is standing. Hafiz and David are getting there, and me next. Gift of life adventure. Give a kidney, be a life donor. Life is not just ordinary, it's extraordinary. Yeah. Have you signed up to be an organ donor yet? It feels good.
Actually, I'm reading 446 right now. Hold on, Hafiq, get on my shoulders. It's really interesting for us to come here, and a little bit of a challenge and some hurdles to overcome, but we made it, and we're standing on top of what is thought to be the world's largest sand dune, or I should say the sand dune that sits the highest above sea level. We're the first UAE Emirate off-road club to make it here, and a team of 8 cars came, and we're quite proud of everybody on how everyone has worked and driven to get here. I'd say it's been a good success for us.
Do you have a view on organ donation?
Yes, I support organ donation wholeheartedly. Great ideas, great concepts, and people renew life. So, very much so.
Yeah, wholeheartedly support organ donation. It really gives people a second chance at life, and I think everyone should be aware of the possibilities of donation and actively sign up to promote the cause.
Hey, name and
My name is Hafid Kamlichi. I live in Dubai, the highest dune in the world. It's just under 450 meters, and we've been driving for about 5 days to get here. And with regards to organ donations, I think it's a wonderful thing, the gift of life, helping people who are less fortunate. Completely support it. Encourage those who can do so.
Team Dubai off-roaders. Congratulations, everyone.
Sweet cheers to Matt!
Yeah.
Hip hip! Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray! First Emirate off-roading club at 450 meters or so above sea level. And a big thanks to our friends, the Omani Desert. Congratulations to all. Nice job, guys.
I support organ donation, and it's the responsibility of all human beings to give.
What do you think?
Shaman, and this is Anil. He's photographing me. We are in the highest mountain dune in the world.
Yeah, keep talking.
Yeah, and it was nice to have a good friend like Anil here. One of the best guys on our trip. And it's amazing how we could make it here.
What do you think about organ donation?
How are they expecting
it
in
was
tourism here? They
fantastic,
don't even got 4G.
No, so do you have any views about
Just
organ
sending this
donation?
email from the top of page
Organ donation.
In fact, I have
Donating
WhatsApp.
your organs after you die.
Ah, yes.
So that's somebody else
Have you
gives
checked it?
gives
Just
the
something
life.
to highlight.
Yeah.
Here's Jason, the first Aussie to make it up here.
I'm sure.
Short of breath.
Sure, Beth.
So, what do you think about organ donation, man?
Needs to be done. My license, I'm an organ donor.
Do you encourage people to sign up?
Absolutely. You don't need your organs, you should leave them behind.
We're so high up and you can see two little specks way beyond there. That's Gulfy being kept company with another Prado. You also have Paul sitting up there. Decided not to make it up here, and he's enjoying the quiet time that he gets down there. The rest of the cars made it to that point. I didn't want to risk Gulfy coming up here and getting stuck, because I've never done sand dunes before, nor has Gulfy, and it's very easy to get stuck up here, and didn't want to be a burden on the rest of the guys trying to fish me out.